So, hi everyone, this is the evaluation question that I'm doing, which is question 1, and that's what you can see below here roughly. So yeah, that's question 1. Looking at ways that our video conform to stereotypical genre conventions of folk music, which is the genre of our video. The innocence that especially is shown in Ellie Goulding's video is something that we felt was a good convention of folk, because they're more about being natural and singing in a way that the camera is more stumbling upon them, so it comes across as more of a documentation rather than a performance to the camera as such. This can be shown in Your Song when Ellie Goulding has that montage at the beginning, which is what inspired our montage at the beginning, which you can see here. So as you can see, we go through the different locations and it sets the scene that it's going to be travelling and an adventure, a day out. And this is a convention that we took from Ellie Goulding's one. As you can see, it's very similar. You can see the train ticket, the destination that she's going to. This follows Vinalis's theory with the diegesis, and it shows that through the cutting and editing, through multiple frames and shots, the setting of the video is always created and shown, and it's revealed to the audience as the video goes on, which is something that we aim to show at the very beginning to make it very clear to our audience what was going to happen and how it was all going to work out. It explains why we included the documentation of the recording studio. Again, this just portrays across how much of folk genre is raw and natural and all about the music rather than portraying a visualised image or voyeurism, which folk genres don't normally contain. So through including the recording studio, it shows how many folk artists are more about the development of their music and the songwriting rather than the way they look, and so we decided to follow this convention as can be shown, and this convention occurs with them playing the music and singing the music, which is seen in both Gabriella Aplin's Power of Love version and Ellie Goulding's Your Song. So we decided that would be a good convention for us to portray across the audience our artist genre well. Also, folk music having good connections with country music due to its raw feel. We created a lot of nature settings, so outdoors, for example, when we went and were in the woods in South Weald, and when we went to Regent's Park in London, we went for very nature feels with lots of leaves, trees, grass. This creates a look for our artist. Because this creates the idea that they're at one with nature, and if you look at many different folk artist singers, they also include this in their music videos. Particular ones that we picked out for this was the opening of The Power of Love for Gabrielle Aplin, and in Adore by Jasmine Thompson. She has nature featuring throughout, and then also once again in Ellie Goulding's Your Song in the places that she is discovering, which is similar to what we have decided to display the nature in as more of the discovery of it, because that also shows how once again they're at one with nature because they're enjoying the findings that they are coming across. We've also tried to show this nature in the outfits that we put our artist in. So we had her in the skirt and blouse, which gave it quite a autumny type look with the browns, and then we had a more spring summer look with the bright whites and flowery headbands, again with flowers, nature, and then we had a more wintry look with a hat, and again it just plays with seasons, which is obviously a very natural occurrence. However, our video has to be able to stand out in order for our artists to be able to make it in the music industry. So this meant that we had to subvert some of the genre conventions in order to make us stand out. We did this through creating a more, I guess you could say, pop feel, by just changing small aspects, but in comparison to a lot of other videos in our genre creates a massive difference. We've done this through completing quicker, more elaborate cuts, and as you can see, when you just compare Jasmine Thompson's to ours, it's just this small section. We have multiple cuts in quick succession, with it going on thought beats, which was shown in Goodwin's theory of music videos. Thought beats to make up the beats in the background more obvious, and the cuts more obvious to the audience. This can make it more enjoyable for our audience to watch, and therefore more gripping, and hopefully bringing more people back into listening to folk music. As you can see, we tried to put it on the at the end of the chorus when there's quick beats for simple words such as "oh" on the chorus. This is something that we don't normally see in folk genre music, because they try to go for quite a calm, relaxed feel, which is particularly shown in Adore. As you can see, she is just standing still, and then it zooms out. Again, a very long shot, which is not normally seen outside of the folk genre. This also explained why we tried to have our artists portray a much more joyful, bubbly personality, which is contrasting to the normal folk genre conventions, which normally show with a more solemn persona. And we feel this makes our artist unique, because it shows how that she's happy to be making the music, that she wants to be there. This makes, as mentioned before, makes her stand out and different. As you can see, when looking at Gabrielle Aplin's Power of Love, and again Adore by Jasmine Thompson, they both look very plain, like serious, and that's something that we didn't want to portray in our video to make ours stand out. Also, with the editing, we also made our video more vibrant with colours, and we did this through adding the colour contrast filters on, and this made our video again different, because if you look at Power of Love's beginning, they used very pastel-y colours and neutral tones, so through making our video brighter, it will again make them stand out in comparison to the other videos in our genre. As you can see here, this is just the contrast in what could have possibly been done. So we could have left it normal, but we added this bright tone onto it to make it stand out, and you can just see the contrast between the two. We also, which is unusual for folk genre, added more effects onto it. So for example, the flashing when we take pictures, as you can see here, this flashing this flashing enabled it to look like a picture has been taken, which further enhanced the idea that we were going on an adventure and enjoying ourselves throughout the day. So back to where I was before, it further enhances the idea that we're on an adventure, and as young teenage witch artists, they're trying to enjoy themselves and portray the day that they've had. I mean, we were supposedly, adventure starts in London, and that's obviously a very vibrant city, which is just like how we wanted our artists to be portrayed. And through the flashing, this additional editing is not something that you get much in this type of genre, because you normally get fairly simple editing, and this is because they're going for the calm vibe, and this is something we didn't want to show. So through adding these extra flashes, this black and white when the picture's taken, it not only enabled us to create the link that we have throughout the video, it also enabled us to possibly create a bit more of a modern pop vibe and bring that into the folk genre. Also, we decided to, through the camera's flashing, enabled us to develop what is already sort of been developed through Ellie Goulding's Your Song, where she's aware the camera is there and you see through the camera's lens. However, obviously the flashing didn't take place, so this enabled us to develop the idea of the picture being taken, and through us being able to show the picture being taken, it means that our artist is able to be more aware of what the camera is doing and that the camera is there. And this enabled us to develop what Ellie Goulding has, where she's smiling and looking at the camera, into actually playing with the camera and interacting with the camera, e.g. when we made the faces at the camera and jumped out at the camera. It suggests that the camera is more of a person rather than an electronic device, as you can see here, and then only when the flashes occur does it show that it is a camera. So in summary, we tried to include the key conventions of folk genre music that would enable our artists to clearly understand that it is a folk genre and appeal to those types of audience, while introducing young, maybe more teenagers that are into pop music as well, that are more interested in coming into this type of music, because we aimed through this video to help break folk genre back into the popular music that's there at the moment, because this is something that we feel would be effective in mixing up the music available to people now in a nice way, through making the music videos visual and entertaining and enjoyable. So yeah, that was my evaluation of question 1, the music video, and scrolling down you'll see the rest of it for the Digifacon website. So see you later.